Ladies and gentlemen, the September THORnews fundraiser continues, and we are getting there. I only have $578 left to raise for September because y'all are so awesome. If you'd like to donate to keep THORnews up and running, I got a mailbox, a PayPal, a Venmo, a CashApp, and a Patron. And a whole lot of love for y'all. All right, let's get to it. I've been super hyper-focused on 91L because it has a 30% chance of development, and models continuously spun it up into either a tropical storm or a hurricane over the last 2 weeks. And I think Larry's kind of creepy and definitely needs to be monitored. It's kind of giving me Florence flashbacks, although there's a chance that these two may not develop at all into anything, and we may pass by the climatological hurricane peak on September 10th without anything major happening. But then this year has not exactly been one where we get the best case scenario every time now, has it? Meteorologists aren't that worried about Larry because there's a trough that will be opening up and creating an escape path for Larry to go out of. But remember, with Florence, they weren't that worried about Florence either until Florence got here, and they were like, uh-oh. And with this, they're not that worried about it because they said there will be a lot of shear and dry air, which is true, but I'm super paranoid, and I do think things can develop when they hit the Gulf of Mexico. And even now, a tropical storm would cause, if it hit Louisiana, would cause problems for the people who got hit by Hurricane Ida. And remember, you had a lot of people in the Northeast say that they weren't properly warned for the storm that hit them and killed 45 people in the remnants of Ida. And so I just do the best I can to lay out the worst case scenario and the best case scenario, keep you guys informed. And so I'm not going to trust this one or even Larry until they pass, and I will do my best to keep you guys updated. Yeah, best case scenario, neither 91L or Larry do any harm to anyone. Worst case scenario, we get hit by 2 hurricanes. Probability and possibility, who knows? Fog, flood watch. The energy's weird today, man. And no matter what, Larry is a creepy looking monster. Models do have Larry kind of just, they'll get to about here, and then they'll just go straight north. We will continue to monitor. You got another wave of rain moving through the central USA with possibilities of severe weather down to the east of the Four Corners and some heavy showers in between. And I just want to say, I don't know if you were alive for the 90s, but the 90s were pretty super great compared to the 2020s so far. But let's hope we can get to the roaring 20s. Yeah, dude, Larry's a monster. Larry's definitely a monster. In Puerto Rico, I mean, they say there's no chance it's heading towards y'all, but if I was in this zone, I would be watching it closely. And by my crazy calculations, I think there's like a 90% chance we're going to get hit by another hurricane around October 13th. And then everything else in between, we're just going to have to watch very closely. So on Larry, we're going to have to watch how low and west it gets before trending north. And then for 91L, the big difference really seems to be how big this storm, how strong it's going to be. For example, the latest NavGem has nothing for 91L. The latest Icon has nothing for 91L. And then, I mean, it almost has like no storm. The CMC has nothing. The Euro has a tropical storm or depression going into Florida on the 9th. And the GFS has it as a giant storm, and at the tail end, 91L would be a tropical storm / depression. And so, I don't know, man. Does this make you too comfortable having a big hurricane coming this close and have this be a tropical? Like, either way, this seems like a wild situation. Like I said, best case scenario, nobody gets hit by nothing. Worst case scenario, we get hit by both. Mother Nature tends to repeat patterns, and here Philip Papin is yapping about cool weather stuff. This is from Ida. Notice how Ida, Kate, and 12 formed a classic tic-tac-toe pattern. Last night, the GFS was suggesting the same tic-tac-toe pattern, 1, 2, 3. And the CMC was detecting the same tic-tac-toe pattern, 1, 2, 3. So I'm keeping an eye on it. And the Gulf of Mexico water is hot. And conditions are downright tropical in Gander, Newfoundland, and Labrador today, claiming the title is Canada's hotspot for a few hours this afternoon. So no matter what, the weather is weird. And the sun's been acting weird. People have been acting weird. Right now we got 2 sunspots on the sun. What is the danger of sunspots that don't face Earth? I don't know. Why don't you explain to me, spaceweather.com? AR2860, which popped off 3 solar flares yesterday, is about to disappear over the sun's western limb. This makes it uniquely dangerous. Scroll past this image of departing sunspot taken by Romanian astronomer Maximilian Toradescu to find out why. Okay, let's do that. Together, you and I. We're scrolling, and now we're reading. Sunspots located near the Dang Shucks sun's western limb are magnetically connected to Earth. The sun's magnetic field spirals around like a lawn sprinkler. Or lawn sprinkler? What is that? What's a sprinkler? Does anybody know? Sounds like some weird Nazi. Nobody likes Nazis. Well, I mean, there's like 1% of people like Nazis, but those people are fudged up in the head. A shape known as the Parker spiral. Look at this diagram. Maybe later. Lines of magnetic force come out of the western limb, curve around, and touch our planet. Oh. If there is an eruption today while AR2860 is passing through this danger zone, the debris will be funneled back to Earth. The resulting radiation storm could pepper satellites with high-energy protons, fogging cameras. And remember, wherever there's fog, there might be vampires, causing reboots of onboard electronics. At such times, shortwave radio propagation can become difficult to impossible. During extreme storms, passengers and crew in commercial aircraft may be exposed to radiation. Uh-oh. So hurry on through the danger zone that is 2021. Why do I feel so punchy today? Maybe it's because I haven't had cheese curds in years, though I think about them all the time. And Taylor's bragging about how easy it is to spoof someone's PayPal page and steal their money. So, let's just all do the best we can. And they can do the same shit with your YouTube page. We live in strange times, man. We definitely live in very strange days indeed. And things are kind of falling apart all around us as the USA fights with itself. Dramatic video shows a person walking through ankle-deep floodwater in their family's basement in New Jersey when the entire wall caves in with gushing water. Yeah, the storms were super crazy, and so I think it's best. Usually, sometimes hurricanes can be like cockroaches, where there's one landfalling hurricane, there are probably multiples. How come nobody ever wants to take a truce, man? You know what I'm saying? Why can't people just get along? I'd pick Larry David. Come on, y'all. Hey, sunspot progression has exceeded even NASA and NOAA's predictions by double, and it has been exceeding their predictions for 11 months in a row. So the good news is we may be getting a very strong solar cycle 25, which is just what we need, in my opinion. And I was told before that the atmospheric defense team can only really play defense when they have dry air to work with. And so when they don't have dry air, we get hit by major hurricanes. And so the good news is we'll have dry air for 91L and a trough, hopefully, with Larry. But I don't know, man. I'm going to stay super hyper alert. I'm saying maximum defense till spring of 2022. It's my job as Planetary Defense Commander to try and persuade y'all to play defense and make great decisions. And, you know, I was like, what will divide us more than the 2020 election? And that answer was the vaccine. And then I was like, what will divide us more than vaccine? And that apparently is the abortion debate. Bad segue. Oh, yeah. So I've taken 2 days off in the last 2 months because the months have gone so hard. So I go hard. And so if you do donate, know that tomorrow night I'm taking the night off and I plan to spend $20 to $30 on strawberry daiquiris as I see my friends, Sam Turner and the Cactus Cats, at the West End Marina. I will be at an open deck patio in Galveston at the ocean for sunset, watching them play. And you're welcome to come too. Yeah, margaritas are like $10. I mean, I'm sorry, daiquiris. Hopefully whipped cream isn't extra. So yeah, I'm crossing my fingers that the fundraiser is extra successful. So I plan to go out tomorrow night and maybe even take Sunday off. We'll see, though. But yes, meteorologists are starting to agree that 91L does need to be watched a bit when it gets in the Gulf, as interaction with an upper low and old frontal boundary could lead to some spin-up. Thankfully, the proximity to shear and dry air from the upper low should keep it from strengthening too much. And then there's Hurricane Larry. And then there's all the wildfires that have just been ripping the West Coast to shreds. And I guess it is true that most of the media is on the East Coast, because I'm surprised at how little coverage the wildfires have gotten this year. You know? These wildfires have been bad. They had to evacuate all of Lake Tahoe. I've never been there, but I hear it's a beautiful place. So, yeah, just hang on. And I regret to inform you that, yes, October's going to be bad. Then November's going to be really bad. And then December's going to be crazy. So let's all try and hang in there together. Zip, zap, pow. Hey, look, Houston is cool right now compared to the other cities. Grant Gilmore doesn't think we should sleep on Invest 91L. And, well, I think if you do sleep on Invest 91L, you're definitely going to wake up in the wet spot. Once this disturbance moves into the Gulf, things in development could start to happen. Oh, really? You think so? Keep an eye on it this weekend. Yeah, dude. This is why, I don't know, the Gulf is like a cyclone amplifier. So, absolutely, when it gets past the Bay of Campeche, Katie barred the door, and everybody needs to be watching this thing. And especially you, Louisiana, because you guys, Mississippi, you guys can't take more than rain right now. My opinion. Chris Crepon is so, just keep trending a little further west. And my bet is now that this hurricane, talking about Larry, actually impacts New England. Proprietary 2 for 5 map of the day. And so, I mean, it's definitely, remember, peak hurricane season is the 10th. So we've got this, and it has been trending west. And then we got this. I would just like to take time out again to thank everybody out there in Asteroid Fight Club who has supported me in any way, shape, or form with contributions, donations, prayers, good thoughts, even laughing out loud at any joke I've ever told. That doing this for the last 5 years, I've just been under attack, under fire for it's why Cranky Weather Guy quit. There's just so much shit comes with this, that there are a lot of people out there trying to control even the weather and space weather narratives. They want to be king shit of Fudge Mountain, you know? And I've just been trying here for 8 years, trying to get people to unite. Because I'm like, hey, if we don't unite, everything's just going to keep getting shittier. And so I don't know now, 8 years in, what could unite us, if anything. But, hey, it's the hill I'm willing to die on, because world peace would be fantastic. And if I did have an ego, I would say, I don't mean to brag, but, dude, I've been tracking this thing since the 19th of August. So, yeah, models have suggested this thing could be a problem. How big? We don't know. We will continue to track it. I'm glad everybody's starting to get on board, though. No, that's how it works. You start watching something like 16 days out, and then for like 10 days, everybody's like, oh, man, that's just bullshit GFS model. And then, I'm like, with 5 days to go, people are like, uh-oh, we might be getting hit by a hurricane. We have definitely been, but like the weather Twitter community usually great. We have definitely been experiencing an enhancement in solar wind at L1, slightly elevated speeds. But let me just say this. It does seem like everybody's trying to like protect their reputation, so they'd rather err on the side of not making a mistake of caution, as opposed to like telling people, hey, there's a chance we could get hit by a hurricane, and then not having it show up. But I like to say that like 45 people died in the storm that hit New England. I mean, I don't like to say that, but I'm just saying. And that nobody ever dies if you show them a model run from 16 days out. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have people know what is going on. And that's why I really, really like Asteroid Fight Club, and you guys get what I do and how I do it. And I appreciate that so much. It would be nice if Taylor and Ben and Larry would let me out of YouTube jail so I could get good messages out to more people. But, you know, times are tough all over. Happy Weather Friday. Harry Margasitia, Henry. Already working on the severe weather potential for next week in the Great Lakes, Ontario, and the Mid-Atlantic. as that area keeps getting hit with severe weather, tornadoes and such. Although I think there were 10 tornadoes in New England, New Jersey, New York. Jack Sillen, who's always chilling, talking about cool weather stuff. Impacts to the northern Gulf Coast, should any occur, which is no guarantee, would be sometime in the later half of next week. So we will probably have plenty of time to watch, as we always do in early September. Right now, there's no indication this will be a major concern. Like I said, even if it's a tropical storm, then that is going to mess up Louisiana right now. And so these are the latest. Well, when I say latest, this was 10 hours ago. The monoplot points have it getting into the Gulf as a depression or tropical storm. Only one suggests hurricane. But it's the Gulf, man. And I know it's supposed to have wind shear and dry air. But I'm going to stay paranoid until it passes. Does that sound good to you? I don't know. It's 15 minutes in. Are you still here? And I will feel better on Larry when models stop trending west. You remember Florence? I do miss cranky weather guy. But yeah, the Gulf of Mexico is a bathtub if you like your water really hot. But I am glad that everybody agrees it's worth watching this tropical wave at peak hurricane season. 7 days out, 6 days. All right, that is my comprehensive Larry and Mindy breakdown. I will do what I do, and hopefully God and good luck will stay with me. And you do what you do and do your best to have a great weekend. And if you would like to continue to support me or to support me the first time, it would be greatly appreciated. I give my all as Planetary Defense Commander. I've only got $578 left to raise. You know how you can get it to me, hopefully. Like I said, if you ever make a contribution and I don't thank you in the thank you, then please be sure to try and contact me through Twitter or email or Facebook, although I don't almost never check my Facebook messages just because Facebook is such a weird place. Please let me know. That means that, like I said I got $578 left to raise. But, thank you, Astro Fight Club. I'm so grateful that I get to make videos at a time where, I don't know, staying away from people seems to be a good strategy when everybody's losing their mind. And all these subjects fascinate me. And so I couldn't be more grateful. So thank you, Wizard of Oz, Texas Angel, Barbara, Alex, Alexis, Arnica, Ann, KJ, Max, Lauren, Daryl, Brian, Dan, Marlita, Richard, Light Soul, Glenda, Matthew, Bryce, Charles, Tracy, Nancy, Pink Wolf Girl, Dave, Cody, Greg, John, Jamie, Mad Motifs, Andrea, Darlene, and Ed. Y'all are awesome. Man, I greatly appreciate anybody out there who's ever supported me in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's a good time for all to support each other because the fall and winter are going to be rough. And I would like to be here for y'all through it all, God willing. God bless everyone. Stay cool. I'll talk to y'all in the future.